Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I am coming to you today. I don't even know which one this is. Okay. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I'm coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop New York Season 5 episode. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I'm coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop New York Season 5 episode 5. So let's get to it, shall we? Yandy and Mendeece's storyline is so boring to me, but you know, like I said, she is a good friend with Mona, so Mona carries it on. She's excited about her wedding, she's excited about the baby that's coming, and she's not gonna let nothing stop her plan. She has a friend with her she has a talk with her good friend, and her friend was just like, maybe you should have a talk with Mendeece's and just let them know that, you know, you planning on moving forward with whatever. So she talks to Mendeece's and she's just letting them know that, you know, she's not going to stop her plans because he is probably going to be going to jail. He did say that it's not for the 20-year bid like we all thought it was. So I guess his time is substantially lower. However, they didn't say exactly what he's facing. She's just going to put her best foot forward. She's going to continue to think positively because if you put positive in the air, that's what you get. And, you know, she going to have this baby and she going to go on and plan this wedding. Whatever works for you, okay? Whatever makes you happy. She seems to have a plan B, okay? So that's all we can hope for. She got her own money. She can take care of her damn baby, so I guess. So Sin goes and meets up with Chrissy because that's what you do when you break up with your girlfriend. You go and meet up with their arch enemy. She's talking to Chrissy. Okay, Chrissy sitting there looking like she want to fucking eat Sin up. Okay, the bitch got on her Tabitha Flintstone dress. So just like, your back fat right here is showing, baby. Go on, you know, maybe she wanted to bring it together, but she's talking to Chrissy and she's just like, you know, I'm done with her. It's just really hard because I love her. And, you know, Chrissy goes through the whole thing again about how she's a beautiful girl and she's smart and she's got her whole life ahead of her and the fuck Erica, basically. But Chrissy was definitely trying to figure out how she could pimp out Sin. Sin decides to tell her at this time that she's been thinking, y'all get this, Sin says she gonna make a fucking album. Well, a song, okay? A charity type song for the, you know, her brother that committed suicide. I was like, is this what we fucking doing in 2015 on the reality shows? We just waking up one day and be like, you know what? I tried being lesbian last week. This week, I'm gonna try to be a singer. Like, when did we hear anything about Sin being a singer? People just come up with all kind of shit. But Chrissy show did, you know, was like, you need to talk to Richie and maybe you guys can make something happen. Because we know Richie is just a fucking fool for the money and he gonna put whatever the hell he puts out if he think he can make a few dollars off of it. Okay, so that's what that was. So Sin goes and talks to Richie. Y'all remember how much Sin hated Richie and how much Richie hated Sin last season? Okay, this season is something totally new. Okay, Sin is a beautiful girl, first of all. Looked like Richie was interested in seeing him his damn self. Okay, they apologize for all of the name calling and shit. You know, Richie was just like, you know, it wasn't cool. I shouldn't have said that. I mean, that was cool of him at least to say that because Richie was saying a whole lot of, it was just saying some fucked up shit about it, you know, too much emotions in it. So she's talking to him and she tells him that she wants to make this song for her brother who committed suicide and this, that, and the other. This is how you know that Richie is full of that bullshit. Instead of you directing this girl to maybe something else and saying, yeah, I don't know about that. You know, all he sees is dollar signs. Who the fuck is gonna buy Sin's thing is what I want to know. So he says, yeah, we can do this. Okay, but you got to be serious and you got to be willing to work. And, you know, she says that she is serious and she is willing to work. And he says, okay, well, you know, now that I think about it, I got this alcohol. I think he said tequila that's coming out and I need a face for it. So, you know, maybe you can become the face for my alcohol label. And she says, well, you know what? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this album, this song situation goes. And then if that goes well, then I'll be the face. I didn't understand the whole negotiations. I was just like, oh, I'm child, I guess. So in the meantime, before Richie had even talked to Sin, Erica went and talked to Richie. Okay, and she lets him off the hook. Okay, she tells him that she's decided to drop the lawsuit. You know, she's not going to try to get whatever money that she thinks she's supposed to get. She's just going to let bygones be bygones. Richie was just like, no, bitch, you already knew that you wasn't getting no money because it was no money to be gotten. They decide to move on amicably from that. She's talking to Richie and she's telling him, listen, you know me the best, okay? Why is it that I can't seem to keep my relationships on track? I don't know what it is that people think about me, but it's always the worst. The blogs get a hold of different stories and it just always makes me look bad, and I'm really trying to get away from that image. See, this is the whole thing with these shows and social media and all of this stuff. You can't act a fucking fool for all this time and pretty much burn it into our memory how you ain't got no goddamn sense most of the time, and then the next day decide that you want to act right and that you want everybody to accept you this way. Okay, it takes work. The same way you built up that image of everybody. And listen, people are never gonna believe that you're a changed person. It could be years. Okay, I tell you guys all the time that your reputation always precedes you, and not only that, it's hard to change a fucked up reputation. Okay, you can be the best person, then gave all that shit up. Okay, I don't do that narcotic. People are always gonna remember the worst about you. So Erica has her a job ahead of her. Richie told her it's the whole rock star image. You got this rock star image, and then you the mama over here. You want your reality personality to mesh with your real life personality. You're gonna have to bring one down, and you're gonna have to bring the other one up. Okay, I don't know if Erica's gonna be able to do that, but we'll see. Now, later on, after Richie has talked to Sin, okay, he goes back and talks to Erica because now he knows that he's going to be working with Sin, that, Erica deserves to know. He tells her that Sin wants to make this song, and Erica's just like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, it was such a genuine reaction that's how I knew that she was just like, so she wants to be a singer now? Like, what the fuck is this? Okay, and Richie tells her that he's gonna work with her doing that, and she was just like, child, please. Okay, and then while he's telling her that, he tells her about the label for the tequila, and Erica's just like, oh, so this is what you do. You go beyond me. Okay, if anything, I fucking thought that I was your friend. You go and get the enemy, okay, and you bring that bitch up and make her be the label of this, whatever this alcohol is. That's kind of fucked up. I feel like Richie he knew that Erica was going to be mad about that. And, I mean, just, if that's what you was going to do, then just admit that you was trying to get under Erica's skin. Him to just be like, no, it's not that, I want to work with her and this and that and the other. And, she was just like, yeah, it's fucked up. Okay, but whatever. I'm going to come to this party for you. And, I guess y'all going to get y'all shit, up and running. I'll be there. I'll be there for the bullshit. I was just like, girl. Now, you guys, what I'm not going to do today is talk about no pregnant woman who is in labor. You ain't going to get me to do it. That is when you are almost at your worst. I would say emotionally, you're very vulnerable. First, you're in pain. Your anxiety level is high. Okay, your hormones is all over the fucking place. And then you got a camera crew in there. I was like, no, mother, that's fucked up that you got this girl in there. Okay, so Peter, he done finally made it back from his Barbados trip to take Amina to the goddamn doctor. Okay, she's in labor. She's got the beeping going on. She's hooked up to all the machines and all of that. And he tells her how, he had a discussion with Tara on the phone. I was like, bitch, I ain't never seen no phone look like that. He asked Tara what she wanted, and she wants to move on. So, he's back. He's chosen Amina. And Amina was just like, you didn't choose me. You let her choose me. I know I shouldn't. I said I wasn't going to talk about no pregnant, in labor woman on this thing. But, yeah, you guys. I was just like, why? I was glad that the girl had sense enough to know that, she's coming in second here. But, and Peter is so full of shit. Okay. But, listen, I'm leaving it alone, y'all. She had a baby, and they say the baby was healthy, and the baby's name is Corey, whatever Guns, okay? Same name as one of his other kids. I was just like, they ain't had nothing else he could have chose. Chrissy is feeling bad that, she just showed up at the studio. She know Chink don't like that kind of shit. So she invites him out to the park and they having a talk. She apologizes for bringing the drama to the studio. She's telling him how she's feeling, okay? And basically she's worried that he's still fucking around with his wife. And he flips it just like the men do, okay? The old Jedi mind trick where he get mad at her because she is curious on the fact that he's still fucking his wife, okay? He's all like, you worried about what I'm doing, but I'm married, but I'm here with you. And you just gonna keep on bringing it up, okay? I was just like, well. So she backs down from that argument, but she does let him know that she's ready to start a family, okay? I was just like, okay, all right. I know we can look at Chrissy and tell that her fucking clock is ticking, okay? That bitch is right at about to go off. But you want to get married to this man, he don't even come home. You complaining about him still fucking his wife and him still being married, but you say you want to start a family with him. Now, Chink, he tired of this whole conversation. He ain't really trying to go there no more. So he was just like, listen, I'm not going to shoot it down. Let me just wrap my mind around it. I get back. I'll get back with you. Chrissy has something else in mind, okay? So she meets up with her good friend. Shit, I thought her friend was Yandy for a long time. She's telling her friend, like, yeah, I stopped taking the pills on that nigga. It's been 3 weeks. He don't know, but it's all good. So her friend was just like, oh, you gonna have to say something. You can't just be fucking him and not letting him know. And, she was just like, yeah, I know, I'm not shysty. And then all of a sudden, she starts crying. I was uncomfortable. I didn't want to see it cry. She was just like, I'm tired of going to the club. I always be at the club. And what, I'm just gonna be at the club turning up? I want my own family. I've never had anybody love me. And I was just like... She was crying about wanting to have something to love of her own. Child, so whatever. I guess she decides to take her friend's advice to heart, and she sits Chink down in the car. Chink is buying some old classic car, and she goes and picks him up, and she's driving around town, and she was just like, I'm gonna pull over because I know you fixing to go off and fuck, I don't need you to grab a hold of this wheel and topple the fucking car over. She tells him, look, we've been fucking all this, doing all of this, and I ain't been on the pill. And he was just like, what? Now what is this? Like, we've been doing all of this all crazy, willy-nilly, with no protection. Okay, she could be fucking pregnant right now, so he gets mad at her. Okay, she starts up with the crying again. Okay, I really want to have my own family. It's not fair, that I want to have my family and you're still doing whatever you're doing. And he was just like, listen, you knew I was married. I'm married, but I'm here with you. But he kind of just let her know that if I get divorced, and she was just like, oh, if? And he was just like, yeah, if and when I get divorced, it's going to be on my own terms and my own I was just like, girl, Chink might be nice and, y'all might be having a good time and everything, but he got so much baggage. And why are we starting the family? Girl, I'm telling you, these bitches on this show. Yo, what the fuck is wrong with Cisco? Cisco got too many emotional problems for me. Okay, nigga, I'm gonna need you to try to figure out what it is you want first, and then you go from there, okay? Now, he's feeling some kind of way about Diamond because she kept calling his baby mama a bitch. Who's the bitch? Who's the bitch? You was fucking the bitch when you was with me. You cheated with that bitch. You still love that bitch. Y'all remember the whole bitch tirade last week. Now his whole protection type feelings come over because this is his baby mama. They've been together on and off 16, 17 years, and he still feels some love for this baby mama. So he sits down with Richie and he's telling him how he feels about Diamond and the way she went off and how that brought up some kind of emotions about how he felt about his baby mama. Okay, evidently Cisco done put the baby mama through all kind of bullshit, and baby mama got her ass up out of New York and moved down here to Atlanta with the kids. But he feels guilty for treating the baby mama the way he does. So I guess he feels that he needs to go and confront the baby mama. Okay, Richie tells her, you know what, maybe you need to go on down to Atlanta and go down there and talk to her and, get some kind of closure to this whole situation. Child, so he get on the airplane, he bring his ass on down here to Atlanta. Now, while he's talking and telling us about this relationship with this girl, he slides in so casually that, yeah, she's kind of still like his family. She still kind of thinks that they kind of not really but sort of together. When he's here in Atlanta with her, then they act as if a family, meaning they still fucking and fooling around. But, he's still in New York. She's down here. I was just like, Lord have mercy. So he sits down with the girl, starts off pretty good. You know, how my baby's doing. Oh, they doing really good. You know, it's really hard though being a single mom. You know, they always asking for you. You know, so then he starts up on this, you know, clearing his conscience and apologizing to old girl for the shit that he's done to her. Still, it's going okay, I would say. Okay, the girl is just like, yeah, you know, I moved here to Atlanta because you weren't ready. Okay, you've hurt me so much and done so much to me. I just wanted to do something to you to let you know I was serious and that I was hurt and I wanted to hurt you some kind of way. So that's why we came here. So he was just like, well, you've been there for me. You know, you've always been there for me. You was there when my brother got killed. You know, when I was in the project, you know, you were like my ride or die. I thank you so much. You know, I'm trying to get my life right. And, oh yeah, while I was with you all this time, I was also with this other girl and I just told her that I had a baby with you. It's like, is that kind of how you wanted that conversation to go? So, this ain't the way to do it, bruh. So the girl is just like, you did what? I was just like, yeah, this ain't fixing the end wheel. So of course she's just like, I could strangle you right now. You know, you was doing this to me and you was doing this with this girl and all of that. And he's all, I'm trying to come clean. I'm trying to get my life together. I was just like, did you think that the girl was going to accept that? Okay, you still playing house with this lady out here in Atlanta? Oh my God. I was just like, Cisco, you is stupido. It is stupido. One thing we can say, Cisco definitely has a type. Okay, you look at Diamond, you look at that baby mama, you look at Jennifer Williams. Yeah, they all have that same look about themselves. So, you know, he like them the chocolate sisters. So I was like, all right, Cisco. But yeah, Cisco is full of shit. Okay, like I said, I don't know if he really just trying to come clean with everything, but I'm gonna need Cisco to get him some fucking Xanax and sit his ass down in the corner somewhere and figure out what he want to do with his life and then proceed. Okay, because you taking way too many people through too many changes. Alright, you guys, I feel bad that I did 2 videos in one day. I was trying, y'all know I like to change up the visuals for you, but it's too fucking hot to put this jean jacket on. Look, I'm gonna let me try to change it up for y'all a little bit, right? Oh, fuck it, y'all. Is the video over now? Y'all remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.